Welcome everyone to Your Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time.
None of that affects how you are going to change the world.
That's right.
No, it does not take one person to change the world, but it takes one person to believe in themselves.
Yes.
That they can make a difference.
I love
to
that.
Inspire others.
And that's why, for me, I try to make it my purpose now to try to help other people realize their self-worth.
Yeah.
Because it's so sad that so many of us, we get destroyed based off of what other people have to say.
Yeah.
I would say do it in your own way. Make sure you're doing it on your own accord and take a risk.
Go out there and live your life passionately. Believe in everything that you're doing and believe in the fact that you will accomplish every single goal. Welcome everyone to Your Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to prioritize your health. We want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. Be mindful of what you're putting into your body, how you're treating your body, how you're allowing things to penetrate your mind and your spirit. It is so important that we go on a healthy journey right now in our lives to make sure that we keep the doctors away and that we make sure that we can live long, healthy, and happy lives. I am your host, LaShawn Walker. I'd like to welcome you in. Please like, share, and follow. Let everyone know that we're on right now. Tag a friend. Go get some popcorn. And because we're talking about health today, go get yourself some carrots or some celery and sit down and enjoy this amazing episode. How are you, my beautiful people? I hope that you are enjoying today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood and the sun is shining. I've just been feeling so good today, and I hope that you guys are out there enjoying the beautiful atmosphere, the air, the sun, just everything that is going on right now. It is so, so beautiful, and it is so, so needed as well. We have a packed show for you today, but I do want you to drop in the chat what you were able to do today to enjoy this amazing weather. We are experiencing a little summer in the fall, which is kind of just not usual. So I think that you guys should go out there and just try to soak it up a little bit. Enjoy this 75, 80-degree weather and share with us exactly what you're doing to enjoy it. So lately, I've been on this journey of peace. And this past couple of weeks, I've just been on this peace journey to just fill myself with anything and all things that is making me feel good on the inside so that I can pour that out to you guys. So I want to get real quick to unity in the community. So in this week's Unity in the Community, I want to share with you about how I went to Texas, Dallas, Texas, my very first visit. I have been sharing with you guys that Anna's House was hosting their Unmasking Domestic Violence, which was held in Dallas, and it was on behalf of Anna's House Shelter. So I went to this beautiful state. It was amazing outside. It was 100 degrees, but LaShawn just soaked up every little bit of it. And then I hit the ground running. The event was amazing. It was attended by so many people, so many brave women that shared their stories. It was about just supporting one another. It's about us unmasking the pain and the hurt that we've experienced in our lives. And it's about resilience and strength. And that's exactly what every young woman there was able to share. That is Eva Miles, the founder of Anna's House. She's such a remarkable woman, and she's opened up her heart and her doors to all those that are seeking help, seeking shelter, seeking guidance when they're dealing with so much. I, my friends, was able to get honored with the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award while I attended this event. That is the grand ambassador of Anna's House, Sir Sheffic, who just blessed me with that honor. And it just made me feel so good that I was seen and that I'm recognized for all the hard work that I put into uplifting my community and empowering those around me. It was a beautiful, beautiful event. It was attended by so many. And it was an event that actually helped honor all those women that have been through so much. Their stories were riveting. And the fact that they're living such healthy and peaceful lives right now is a large part to Anna's House and all that they were able to instill in those young women, but also offer them in their times of need. And then this past weekend, when I was on my quest for peace in my soul, in my spirit, in my mind, I went to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society walk. It was amazing. Being there to support all of those that have been afflicted with this horrible, horrible disease, and also the survivors that showed up. I was able to go with a few of my friends. I had Soh Young Lee there with me, and the beautiful Queen Celine and her momager, Savitri Ferdinand. And we just walked. We lit up the night. We were there to just honor those who have been stricken with this disease and let them know that we are there to support them and that anything that they need, anything that they want, anything that they desire, they will be able to achieve if we just stand together as one, if we stay prayed up, which is what we all did as well. It was an amazing event attended by so many there in Ride Playland. And unfortunately, we didn't get to get on any rides. We did see a lot of rides. It was quite disturbing. I wanted to get on a roller coaster or two, but the event was still quite beautiful. Just to see all of those lights, those that supported in red, those that survived in white, and those that were there because they were honoring someone that they unfortunately lost in yellow. It was beautiful, but it brought me such peace to see how many of us came together to honor those who were stricken with leukemia and lymphoma. And then the next day, my beautiful friend Raquel Charia, she held a women's empowerment event. This amazing woman launched her organization called Let Your Light So Shine, in honor of not just females and women who are entrepreneurs on the path of their ultimate greatness, but also to honor the fact that she is 10 years a survivor of breast cancer. It was so important that all of us showed up and supported her in this monumental moment in her life, but more importantly, for us to network with each other and support one another, empower one another, uplift one another in this amazing time. She had all of us that were there share what paths we were on, the organizations and entrepreneurship journey that we were on. They had such beautiful prayers and dancers there, and a doctor who is actually, I think she's a specialist in breast cancer. She was there sharing how it is important for us right now to literally prioritize our health. We need to make sure that we're getting our regular checkups, our mammograms, our annual checkups with our doctors. She made it clear that it's really not too young to even begin. I grew up in a time where mammograms and colonoscopies weren't even thought of until you were in your 50s. But there are young women out there that are battling cancer at 20 years old. There are young people out there that are afflicted with so many harsh and horrible diseases at a young age. And it's all about the way we take care of ourselves. Some of it, we can't control. We might be predisposed because of our family and our heritage and things of that nature, but it's also important that we be mindful of the things that we do to and for our bodies. And that's what we're going to talk about today. It is about health. It is about the wealth of our health. And it's about how we can all go on this journey together. So we'll be speaking to two amazing women, one that you know already, and another one who is new to the You're Our Unity show. So the title of the show is Herbal Healing and Holistic Wellness. And we'll be speaking to Dr. Julissa Hernandez. And Dr. Julissa is a trailblazer in natural medicine whose journey began with a passion for herbal healing, passed down from her mother. Her early fascination with the power of herbs led her to become a certified natural health professional and a board-certified naturopathic doctor. She laid the foundation for her transformative career at New York University and continued her studies at Trinity School of Natural Health, becoming certified by the American Naturopathic Medical Certification Board and a member of the American Naturopathic Medical Association. Since opening the Natural Health Center Incorporated in 1995, Dr. Julissa has become an international leader in naturopathic medicine and holistic health. She is the author of The Naturopathic Approach to Fertility and creator of the globally acclaimed Epic Man and Epic Woman health programs. She focuses on optimizing health and vitality through natural remedies and holistic practices. Her expertise spans general health, sexual health, longevity, beauty, and emotional well-being, empowering individuals to reclaim their health naturally. Beyond her practice, Dr. Julissa's influence reaches millions through her appearances on national television, radio, and as a multilingual speaker. She is deeply committed to philanthropy, working with the Sunshine Heroes Foundation to improve children's well-being worldwide. Whether through her podcast, Sexual Health with Dr. Julissa, personal consultations, or charitable efforts, she remains dedicated to inspiring and healing through holistic wellness. And we also have today Soh Young Lee-Segredo, a cherished friend of the Your Our Unity show and founder of the Multicultural Council of New York. She's a passionate advocate for healthy living, holistic health, and cultural connection through food. With a deep love for cooking, she blends her heritage and artistry to create nutritious meals that reflect her belief in the healing power of food. A true culinary artist, Soh Young's Kitchen is a place where diverse flavors meet wellness, embodying her dedication to nourishing both body and soul. Her demonstrations of cooking are not only about food itself, but also a testament to her passion for promoting health, balance, and unity. Through her love of holistic health and cultural traditions, she inspires others to embrace a lifestyle that honors both well-being and the beauty of shared cultural experiences. So please help me welcome the beautiful Dr. Julissa and Soh Young Lee-Segredo. How are you, ladies?
I feel honored to be here. Wonderful, and you?
Aw, it
I'm
is.
glad I could able to bring in Dr. Julissa.
I am so happy that you were able to as well. Thank you guys so much for being here and speaking about how important it is that we take this health journey. There's so many people out there that are dealing with, predisposed illnesses or just not feeling their best because of the choices that they make in life. So I just want us to delve right into what that means and how we can change that for everyone out there. So thank you again for being here. All
Thank
right.
you for having me.
No problem. So, Dr. Julissa is, as you saw earlier, herbal specialist, naturopathic, wellness doctor,
Certified
bird
naturopathic doctor, yes.
I love it. I love
Yes,
it.
yes.
So
It's a little long, but
well, I understand that you decided to take this journey because of what your mother instilled in you. So if you could tell us a little about, how that started.
Sure. Wonderful question. So ever since middle school, I can say I've been practicing natural medicine.
Wow.
So my mother was helping at one point this woman with her menopause and hot flashes.
Oh, wow.
And after some time, after her recommending some herbal therapies, this woman came back and was literally on her knees thanking my mother for
Wow.
helping her with something that was causing her so much despair. And I said to myself, I want to make people feel like that. The best gift my parents ever gave me was the Encyclopedia Britannica. Yes, I am 50 years old. Yes, I
You
am.
can't
Well,
tell.
thank you. That's natural medicine for you.
Yes. Oh my God, that's amazing.
And so, yes, I would read them cover to cover, almost memorize them. And when I saw all of what I found regarding herbs and their properties and benefits, I just knew I wanted to do that. Even though school, being so great at math, everyone said, oh, you need to go into accounting, you need to go into accounting. But in high school, while my mother was also studying to obtain her certification and such, we went to school together. And while I was in high school, we both became certified natural health professionals. From there, went to NYU, got my doctorate, and I've been in practice since 1995. So it's now 29 years.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
so this is my life.
I
This is
know.
what I love to do.
I know, and I think it's so important. I don't think, back in my time, and I'm 50 years old as well,
Yeah, that's right.
plus a little, but I'm not going to share that. But when I was growing up, we were like literally eating whatever we wanted and not being mindful of the things that we put in our body and not so conscious of the herbal remedies that were available. So I love that your mother instilled that in you at such a young age. And you as well, so young. I mean, I know that you are very into your health. I know every time I ask you what you're cooking and I'm thinking I'm going to get some chicken and some beef and you talking about vegetables.
Oh, thank God. And that's why she's my sister fan.
Oh my God. Yes, I'm learning. I have lost a few pounds, so I am being very mindful.
Yes, we're going to bring you in.
Yes, I am. I'm definitely more mindful of it now
Good.
as I'm getting older
Magnificent.
because, I have diabetes and I have hypertension in my family.
Oh, you're
so I
going to be
wanted
the
to make
example.
sure
Yes.
that I was not stricken with those as well. But you, tell us a little about your health journey.
My journey is my grandmother, who lived in suburb in Korea, would have different trees
Wow.
and have a chicken. So in the morning, she will take me to the chicken coop and then have that egg came out. And then she would say, so young, you want us to be a singer? You need to have a good protein. And then we'll go in the fall. Sometimes she will take a Korean pear from the tree. So this is where I did it. And then harvest time, we'll have 40 men come in and my mother will cook.
Wow.
And so that's where I began. So I'm known as one knife chef.
Right.
I don't use scraper, mixer because I want to, people have authentic eating experience. So people said, that takes so long. But when you eat, it's different. When you've been scraping and using all the machine. Same thing when I go to sing somewhere, I don't want to sing with the recorded music.
Right.
I bring my pianist or I sing without, you heard my sing. Same thing, and then I thought that I'm connected with the Julissa too because my mother started to cook when she was 5. And she taught me when I was 5.
Wow.
Started cooking. So it's been many decades and doing that. And I thought that what she does in her field and what I do in my own time, that the consciousness about health changes. So we have to be mindful about that.
Yes, I love that.
Now, in Asian culture, we don't talk too much about weight.
Yeah.
It's what is in your mind.
Yes.
Some people have a genetic, discourses and some things, but are you happy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you taking care of yourself? Are you giving your body enough chance to take a food in and digest and happy?
Yep. You're right.
I'm told by my mother you are overweight, but I don't want she to determine what my health
based
level
on your
or
weight.
status
Yes,
is.
yes, you're right.
You know?
You're so right. And I feel that way as well. I mean, you know, I am a woman of a certain size, but I am very healthy. I'm not on any medications, thank God. And every
wonderful.
time I go to the doctor, it's like they're ready to tick off exactly what I'm on. And
My
when
colleagues,
I tell them,
yeah, my colleagues will do that.
oh my goodness,
Conventional medicine.
thank
yeah.
you. And then when I tell them that I'm not on anything, they're so impressed, you know. But it's a blessing, and I think it's because of the lessons that I learned. My mother instilled in me as well as a young age. Make sure you go to the doctor when your body doesn't feel right, when something is not right, to go check it out. And I am a hypochondriac. I'll go to the doctor for a headache. I'm not gonna lie, and I'll tell them to tell me take a whole bunch of tests. But it's just so that I can make sure that overall I am doing well, you know. And I think that's important. Not to tell you guys to go out there and, you know, lie to the doctor, but embellish a little bit, you know, just so they can take every single test that they possibly can.
Okay.
Now, Dr. Julissa, you're a certified, as you mentioned, natural health professional and board certified naturopathic doctor for many years now, even though you look amazingly young.
Oh, I'm honored.
What has been the most significant shift that you've seen in people's attitudes towards holistic and naturopathic health during your career?
I can tell you that maybe in the last 20 years, I've seen that it's not just people coming in that are actually already suffering from a detrimental illness, from specific symptoms, but I'm seeing a lot of younger that are looking, which is what I always talk about in my podcast as well, and in my shows and my speaking engagements, that they need to look at their realm and at their circle to find out what the elders in their family are having challenges in, and they're now doing a lot of prevention.
Yes.
Because they're seeing how their suffering is, they're seeing what they're going through, and they want to prevent that. Now, yes, both of you have mentioned how genetics can play a part, but I want to dispel some myths today that we are never doomed to suffer the illnesses of our family members. There is always a way to prevent.
Yes.
And only if the perfect storm is happening within the body does illness actually set in.
Right.
So I'll have some patients that'll come to me and say, I have this problem, but my grandfather did the same exact things, and he smoked till he was 90, and he never had cancer, or he never had this, and my mother had that, and I know that I was going to get uterine fibroids because my aunt has them, and my mother had them, and my grandmother. No. You are never doomed. Let me say that I will mention, if we get into that conversation, about how emotions truly also affect the physical body. And so despite food may be something that you're not eating in a healthy way, whether you're eating a lot of chemicals, hormones, genetically modified organisms, and you're also in an environment that is very stressful and such, unless there is specifically an emotional root cause, which I'll discuss later on if you'd like, that turns on those cells like a light switch, then the illness begins to set in.
Right.
That's why two people, quote unquote, living the same life, eating the same way, and so on, one of them will have disease and the other might not. And there's a reason for that.
Right. I find that interesting, because basically what you're saying is you have to be healthy and mindful of your health, mind, body, and soul.
And mental
everything
experience.
it can affect.
Which is what holistic
exactly,
is. Yeah.
which is the health. So that brings me to my next question then. So considering that, because we base our illnesses off of what was happening in our genetic history, you know? So how can we at an early age sort of prevent that? You know, how do we get into the minds of the youth and let them know that the things that they're putting into their bodies now, and the thoughts that they have and the way they treat their bodies can affect them, and it has nothing to do with already what's predisposed within their family line?
One of the best examples, that's wonderful, a wonderful question. One of the best examples I can give you is in the family, for example, there was no diabetes at all. I had a patient come into my office, it's now been, 17 years, and he came in with diabetes. in my office, you'll see that I have charts that show a scale of emotions and the body and the organ systems. Grief is the emotion that turns on challenges of the pancreas. Grief. And so in my examinations, and when patients come to me for the first time, they're with me an hour and a half to almost 2 hours, because I do very deep and profound analysis and deep examination to know where their strengths, let's talk about the strengths as well, and to know where their imbalances and deficiencies are. Having said that, after I find all of these issues, I also want to know and go back in time with the patient. What was happening in your realm? What was happening in your circle? What was happening in your world? I know that this person is diabetic, that made you feel grief. The feeling that there was a loss of something or someone in your life. What happened? This was around 2008, 2009, and he had lost his home 3 months earlier. No one in his family ever developed diabetes except him.
Wow.
So that just goes to show you how, even though there were no genetic tendencies, because diabetes is a disease that tends to jump generations. In other words, a child will inherit it quicker from their grandparent than from mom or dad. Okay. And that's what we know within ancient medicine, even traditional Chinese medicine and naturopathic and holistic medicine. So having said that, I have to now help him to overcome the emotional challenges, because I could give him the absolute exact herbal and natural therapies that are going to help his pancreas to start producing the insulin that it needs to get him off of the metformin that he was on, to prevent him from going into the insulin world, right? I can give him all of that, but if I don't correct the actual root cause that turned on the problem like a light switch, it will come back. That is why it's a blessing. I am so successful in helping my patients overcome these challenges. And it was something that was said even more in the United States and in the world when I was the resident naturopathic doctor on the Michael Baisden show, a nationally syndicated radio show that was heard in 46 states. And in those 9 years that I was their resident naturopathic doctor, this is the type of message that I was sharing out there. And so thankfully, that was something, and on your show and these types of platforms, I want people to understand how significant it is. Yes, your diet. Yes, the stress. Yes, the people you expose yourself to and all of that. But there usually is a backstory of emotional trauma that turns on the issues, and there are specific emotions that affect specific organs and body systems. I hope that made sense.
No, it does. It really, really does. And to you, So Young, you know, after everything that she said, did you know that growing up? I mean, I know that you had a family that was eating very healthy and knew how to, you know, holistically heal themselves, was very, very knowledgeable about different herbs and natural things that you could put into your body. Was that obvious to you growing up, or was that just, you know, this is how we eat and basically that's it?
No, basically, my mother is 85. And she cured all her disease. She's fighting with the cancer too. But she acquired how to make her own tea. And she exercises. And she believes that we have to stay away from processed food, canned food. And then her rice, when she makes for me, she believes also where we prepare this food is important. So she uses ancient Korean style. She makes rice in a rock pot. So these are the things that I don't go into detail when I'm doing a 50 minutes of cooking channels during the COVID. But I learned from my mom that is very important what kind of ingredients we buy, but also how do we prepare. So most of the times she's steaming. You're not gonna like it.
No, I don't mind steaming. I love steaming. I just want some chicken in the steam, you know?
Okay. To get some this is Saturday.
Oh my God.
And also avoid very oily
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
And always remember our body has to be happy when we are eating. When you are eating very fast, rushed, in the status of with the stress, you're gonna get a
Yeah.
problem. Your mind is gonna say, "Don't eat too fast."
Right.
And what happened to the things about shoot 30 times? Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
You're right.
some places people are running and eating lunch at the same time.
And everything immediately,
Right?
right now. Give it to me.
But my mother believes how you prepare the food is important because you're putting your mind and finance and soul into preparing the food.
Right.
And so when you do that, you are feeding your body. You already feel worth. It's not just to go to somewhere and then just to quickly, made it. And I found out a lot of times people who's eating out, they will not know how much sugar they take.
Consumed, exactly.
MSG.
Yes.
And I'm the one who can tell you not everybody can have a soy sauce
Yeah.
because it's fermented and it's very
And
high level of
salty.
salt.
Yes.
And I bloat
Yes.
when I have soy sauce.
Yes.
So I learned how my body is reacting to it too. So as Dr. Julissa mentioned, tag along what she said. It's not just one little thing. It's not just the food.
It's a combination.
It's food chain, where the food is coming from, and your status and your mind.
Yes.
And that's why I think we needed to go out more often with the friends who give us energy.
Yes.
And you know how long we've been trying to go out together.
Yes.
Our
is.
schedules.
But we've
It's
known,
so
we've
important.
been friends for so many years. yeah.
Wow.
And I just wanted to say that Dr. Julissa's quietly, in some ways, been supporting me. I don't know how many years. Anytime I'm inviting her, whether it's in Long Island or Queens or even New Jersey,
I love that.
I find out other people are doing fundraising, then I just let her know, and whether she's in out of country or not,
she
just
still supports
she says,
it any way she can.
"So Young, I will not able to make it," and she goes into detail, and she's the one who told me, "Don't say I'm too busy,"
I love it.
No.
I love it.
because
calendars
also
and
that's a
schedules.
her
Yes.
that's a her religious
I
belief.
love that.
You want to share a little bit about that? Because I think
Well,
that's
you
important
know,
to
it's
your
the-
practice.
I cultivate Taoism.
Oh, wow.
That's
Which is
like a form of Buddhism,
Yes,
right? But
yes.
it's just, and I was raised Catholic, so Jesus is, Christmas,
Yes.
all of that is what we celebrate, of
Right.
course. But it's just looking at life with a more positive eye, not focusing on negativity, and just more
is-
joy. And we have to take care of our bodies so that we can truly enjoy life to the fullest.
Exactly.
You
It's
can't do that
really-
if you're not healthy.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's not necessarily what you just put into your body. It's also what you allow to affect your mind and your spirit. And I truly, truly believe that, which is why I think I am so healthy. It's because I choose to be happy. I choose to find those moments that I can bring joy into my life, even when I'm challenged with tribulations or things of that nature. So I want to ask you now, Dr. Julissa, we have a medical system that's set up. We have illnesses. We have, as I mentioned, pre-existing illnesses in our family that some of us, unfortunately will receive if we don't take the proper precautions. However, when we do go to these doctors and they are evaluating us, and as I mentioned, checking off the list, well, you said you got diabetes. Do you got diabetes? And you said you have hypertension in your family. So do you have hypertension? How do we sort of switch the mentality of our doctors in thought process of sort of maintaining our illness by providing us with a whole bunch of medication and just saying, okay, you have this, and just exercise a little bit better, or lose a few pounds, opposed to here is the way that you can get rid of this illness, or here is what I suggest you do in order to just combat all of these pre-existing illnesses in your family.
So conventional allopathic medicine, what everyone recognizes as the normal, quote unquote, medical world, does not cure and does not heal. The body is the one that heals itself. We just have to feed it what it is missing to do so. So in the eyes of holistic, naturopathic, and even ancient medicine and traditional Chinese medicine, we see that as tragic medicine. Okay, so yes, the divine forbid, you leave your home, you get into a car accident, take me to the hospital, do what you have to put me back together.
Right.
But it does not cure and does not heal.
Right.
It does not. And so, yes, that's why we consider it tragic medicine. Taking your body, and if it is in an imbalance, correcting that is the way to overcome illness.
Right.
Herbs don't cure.
Right.
They are food to feed the body. It is the body that cures itself. It is the body that heals itself. Now, what do we do? The good thing is that I've noticed, at least in the last 10 years or so, that that in the last 10 years or so, the conventional medical doctors, I've noticed the younger ones are really pushing their patients to do more things like take certain vitamins, take certain herbs. I actually am seeing that with patients. And they are even recommending, because I work along with them. There are many patients that come to me that are maybe on a number of medications and need to find another way, and I work along with their conventional doctor together to help them come off of the medications.
Yes.
All right. Along with, so that they monitor what I'm doing as well, because we both have to respect our practices.
Yes, yes.
That doctor can't tell them to stop using what I recommend.
Right.
I can't say stop taking that, but let's have you wean off of it slowly if that's your desire after a certain time.
Right.
So that's what they can do. They
Okay.
can say, I want another option. And that's, they have to do that. They have to listen to them.
And they are promoting. Are you finding that they're promoting?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
A
excellent.
lot more today.
Okay,
a lot
good,
more today.
good.
Again, I've been in practice since 1995. That was not the case. They saw us in this realm,
Right.
at least more of a threat, especially because I'm board certified and part of
Yes.
the American Naturopathic Medical Association and such. They saw that as a threat. Now, no.
Okay.
You're seeing them really wanting to maintain health more. Many,
Right.
at least in my realm, what I'm seeing with my patients.
Right.
And I'm 3 blocks from the Empire State Building
Wow.
in New York City, which is where my main office is. I have other offices available to me to see patients in 35 other states.
Right.
And so that's what I'm seeing more of.
love
But
that.
you have to speak up. Please know that you can do whatever you want with your bodies.
Yes.
Please know that. You are never supposed to feel like you have to be pushed to do something invasive, to do something that you feel within your spirit. You know when something is being recommended to you that just does not feel right.
Yes.
Please let us listen to that type of divine guidance
Yes.
that you have within yourselves.
Yes.
I would love to end with this, if I may. You mentioned a moment ago, you went to a breast cancer awareness event. I was at a speaking engagement for World Financial Group this past Saturday as, again, their guest speaker, which I attend every year as their guest speaker. And their topic that they wanted me to talk about this past Saturday, you'll find all of that information on my social media as well, cancer prevention, a holistic approach,
Yes.
prevention and healing. And if I may, I just want to touch upon this because it was mentioned. If you suspect anything with regards to your breasts, ladies and gentlemen, because I've published articles regarding breast cancer that you will find on my website, you can find all those information articles, I do not recommend mammograms.
Really?
Yes, let's get into it.
Yes, please
I
do.
couldn't let you continue.
Please
I'm so
do.
sorry, but I could not let you continue.
Oh no, please, because that is what
Never.
obviously that's what they're promoting.
Thank you.
And even though
No.
I know that they're not necessarily exact and they're not necessarily, going to show if you actually have the illness, you have to go back for a whole bunch of other tests and things of that nature. Why are you saying that?
Thank you. It was eating at me.
I know.
I
love that.
needed to touch
Thank you
upon
for
it.
sharing.
You're welcome. So here we are. Mammograms bruise breast tissue. If there is a genetic tendency in your family already to have breast cancer, mom, aunts, grandmother had it, why would you do that to yourself? Oh, because it's preventive. No, that is not the case. What a mammogram does is it is caveman-like. It bruises your breast tissue. It is extremely painful for a
Yes, it
woman.
is.
It is.
Yes, it is.
I've never had one and never recommend my patients to have
Oh,
one, and
wow.
I'm 50. And so it is caveman-like and bruises breast tissue. If that bruised breast tissue does not heal properly, it will turn into abnormal cells.
Wow.
And so what you will get and what you will ask for, ladies and gentlemen out there, because again, the article that I published was about breast cancer in men as well.
Right.
What you will ask for if you suspect something, if you see symptoms of a challenge of your breasts, if you see a change in color, if you see that you are seeping liquid from the nipple, if you see that there is an enlargement that is abnormal, if you see something that is just not right, if you suspect something, then you will ask for a thermography scan
A thermography scan.
or a thermogram.
Okay.
That is what you will ask for. Now, why? First of all, and this is, I've put extensive research behind my article that I published on breast cancer regarding this, okay? Now, what a thermography scan does, it's a sonogram outside of the breast that is done with heat sensor. And that will detect abnormal cell accumulation 7 to 10 years earlier than a mammogram can.
Wow.
Proven.
Wow.
Over 11,000 articles have been published by medical associations around the world regarding the efficacy of thermograms and thermography scans. You will not get mammograms anymore, as per Dr. Julissa, you can blame me, and ask for thermography scans. Now, the sad part is that many gynecologist offices don't offer it.
Right.
You may have to look for it, tell them to send you. Many places can send you, but it's not pricey at all. It's under 400, under 500 bucks if you suspect something.
Right.
Now, regarding that, I mentioned a moment ago how emotions affect the body physically.
Right.
In the charts that I have to show my patients and understand the scale of emotions, I also talked about this in a chapter in my book, how emotions affect the body physically.
Right.
The emotion, the thought emotion that affects the breast, reproductive system, including ovaries, uterus, and such, is the thought emotion of unconsciousness. Remember that. Unconsciousness. In the chart that you see in my office, you actually see a figure that has passed out on the sofa, and you see the alcohol glass rolled out of their hand.
Right.
Unconsciousness, thought, emotion is building up a wall and blocking your feelings.
Yes.
Because you're afraid to get hurt again, or you're afraid of someone getting too close, because you don't feel the same way towards someone or some people the way you used to.
Right.
Maybe even saying I care for you or I love you is hard, but it's this.
Yes, the wall.
So body, mind over matter. The body responds to that building up a wall, pushing away, and the body then creates abnormal cells to prevent anyone from penetrating the very you. And then we have tumors, and then we have cysts, and then we have fibrocystic breasts, and all of that
Yes.
stuff that I treat day in, day out.
Wow.
With naturopathic medicine, preventing the person to ever even need chemotherapy, radiation, and such. I've been doing that for 29 years. Why does it happen on the right breast and not the left? Or why does it happen in the left breast and not the right? There is also a reason why certain things happen on certain sides of the body. Holistic medicine teaches us that the left side of the body is the feminine aspect, meaning it is challenges in regards to female figures in our life,
Right.
emotional love, and family relationships. The right side of the body is the masculine aspect, dealing with male figures in our life and financial matters, business relationships, educational matters, career matters, and work issues. Here we go, best example. female patient comes to me, she has cancer in her left breast.
Right.
Mom and her, volatile relationship all their life. When mom passed away, she never got to tell her what she really needed to tell her. Mom left her alone. She was abused. Many things that happened. Just one example of so many.
Yeah. I
Okay,
get it.
just one example of so many.
Yes.
And so the cancer is in the left breast. Wow. People have to ask themselves, why one side? Why not the other? And so that's all of what I have
That
to
is
work with and deal
fascinating.
with.
That is fascinating.
Yes,
But my
okay.
question now is, after all of that, is you have some who have this BRCA gene, right? And if you're saying that you shouldn't get a mammogram and you should request a
Thermography scan or thermogram.
exactly, and not to really do it unless you're feeling certain symptoms of it. How is it you're going to catch it enough if you're not knowing that you have this in your genes? How are you going to catch it in time enough if you're not going for these regular checkups or, you know, having the doctor do the mammograms on you, knowing that this runs in your family? Like,
Do the thermogram.
do the therm.
If you're concerned,
Okay.
do
So
the thermography scan.
even if it's just in your genes, you have no symptoms now, you're 20 years old, you
if
know the
you're
BRCA gene
fearful,
exists.
If you're fearful and concerned, that's what you're going to ask
Okay.
for. Now, remember what I said earlier.
Right.
The perfect storm has to be happening within the body for disease to set in.
Yeah.
How many women don't have that gene and it never gets turned on?
Yeah.
Because
How do you
nothing
feel-
turned it on. So, if I may, with regards to cancer, specifically cancer, we have to go back in time 7 to 10 years with the patient to find out what emotional trauma that person suffered.
Okay.
Specifically 7 to 10 years. Now, here's the hierarchy of the emotional trauma that the person majority of the time has suffered. Left side of the body, death of mother, death of female figure in their family, death of a female figure in their realm in
Right.
general. Could be a friend or someone they were very close to. And then challenges with emotional love and family relationships.
Right. Wow.
You can pinpoint, they are shocked. My patients are shocked because from the day of diagnosis, we must go back 7 to 10 years to find out what emotional trauma turned on the problem. How many people go into remission and then it comes back again?
Yes.
And then why?
Why?
Because the emotional root cause was never
Never taken
addressed.
care of, exactly.
Correct.
Yep.
Which is why, again, it's a blessing to be
get it.
so successful with patients to be able to overcome that
Right.
and not have it returned.
So do you think it's premature then? And I'm still on this BRCA gene thing.
I understand.
Because I know so many that have had mastectomies because of that.
But they had mammograms and that turned it on as
Yeah.
well because they bruised breast
no,
tissue.
even
There was
before they
trauma.
were actually diagnosed with any cancer, they're
Thermogram.
deciding to eliminate their breast.
I
Do you
would
not
never.
think that's wise?
No.
Wow.
At all.
That's amazing.
I do not recommend that because if they're living and they know that that exists within them,
Right.
and they are carrying on a healthy lifestyle,
Right.
and they are taking Dr. Julissa's recommendations, wherein you are not to watch the news, you are not to watch horror movies, you are only to surround yourself with people
Peace.
that uplift you.
Yes.
You are going to tell anyone that is calling you with stressful issues or gossip, I'm sorry, Dr. Julissa told me that I need to maintain peace and happiness in my
Yes,
life, and I really
yes.
want us to change the topic.
I love it.
You have to choose
Yes.
to be well, and that means having to address everything that's in your environment, from people to situations, from job, everything.
You heard
And
it.
so prevention,
Yes.
that's what that is. No, don't go chopping your breasts off just because you're fearful. There are ways to not allow that to be turned on.
I love that. I love that. Basically, what you're saying is literally our environment, what we allow ourselves to take on, what we allow ourselves to just penetrate our minds,
Everything, spirit,
that
body,
we
food.
exactly everything. That is amazing. And again, and I know it to be so to a certain degree. I mean, I get it, you know, but to know that certain illnesses can be activated because of how happy you are, how peaceful you are, how you treat people, or who you're surrounded by. I find that to be fascinating. And I
Trauma is
thank you.
trauma.
Yes, trauma. I think that is so fascinating. Well, I want to ask you, you created the globally acclaimed Epic Man and
Yes.
Epic Woman Health Program.
Yes, preventative.
Yes. Can you give us an overview of what these programs focus on and how they support individuals in achieving their optimal health?
Well, these are programs that I developed that I only used with my private patients, and I was asked to make it public, and it is now available to all of you. And you can find that information on my website at drjulissa.com/shop. Now, what they are programs, because there is no such thing as one herb that does it all, and that's all you need for the rest of your life. That's not the case. And so this is a program that I developed to focus on specifically overall body balance. And they contain herbal therapies that are disease preventative, for liver function, for stress regulation and such. 3 formulas for women, 3 formulas for men. I don't sell them separately because, again, there's no such thing as one magic thing that does it all.
Right.
And they are doctor formulated by myself, which took me 2 years to actually put together and formulate that when I first did that. They're organic and vegan, and they are developed in a FDA inspected facility, and they are made here in the USA. Very significant.
Wow.
Yes, and you can obtain those there. Now, they also have a huge focus on what I also work a lot in, which is sexual health. And that's my patients that have I'm a general practitioner, so I work with overall health.
Right.
From the time that I help a baby fall into the womb and helping couples with conception. For those that don't know, I work extensively in that, which is what my book I was asked to write on. And I have today knocking on wood, still a 99.99999% success rate, because to say 100% is ego. But every couple that I have worked with to help them conceive, I've been able to help them conceive in 29 years.
I love that.
I think
Yes,
we saw
and
the
so-
picture over there.
Yes,
one of the
yes.
pictures
Yes,
that
Carmine, if you
couple.
don't mind. Yes,
Yes,
show the
yes.
couple,
Yes.
as well as her book that she's talking about.
Yes, so those herbal therapies is for every man and every woman that wants to prevent disease challenges. A woman that
It
wants
was an
hormonal
Asian
balance.
couple with
Yes,
Dr.
that wants
Julissa.
energy, that wants true disease prevention and to overcome illnesses. I also use that with my patients that have already health challenges, from cirrhosis of the liver, hypertension, high cholesterol challenges, to insomnia and so on. Again, they're programs that were developed for overall body balancing for any woman and any man. And you can get that at drjulissa.com/shop. Epic Woman and Epic Man.
I love that. What remedies do you think that we should use aside from, the herbal remedies that you have available? Tell us, people who are watching right now, what can we do today that we may have in our kitchen, we may have in our cupboards? What could we do today to start on this amazing wellness journey that we should all be on right now?
It depends on what we're focusing on here. That's in your kitchens right now. I love cinnamon tea for my diabetics. I love that. Once in a while, have that. It's very nice for helping a bit to balance the blood sugars. Having a little bit of vinegar and water as well can also tend to do that. For the spice, I love capsicum, which is known as cayenne red pepper. I love that as well, and it's something that you can sprinkle on your food that is going to help promote some good blood flow and things of that sort. Wonderful. Love green tea for everyone, and also anti-cancer.
Yes.
Preventative, and also white tea for women green tea specifically for men. I talked about that in my book as well. So those are some simple things that people can start. And eat organic.
Yes.
There's a reason
Yeah.
why we have a lot of issues here today. And too much estrogen and so on. So if you like the chicken, please eat it organic. At least.
I'm
If that's
trying.
what you like,
Yes.
organic.
Okay.
Please. That,
All right.
It needs to
I'm
go
gonna try.
there.
I'll make an organic chicken.
Thank
this
you.
Saturday.
Where do I find an
She's
organic chicken in Stop and Shop?
Yes,
Uh-oh.
go there.
All right.
That should be your new supermarkets. I
Okay,
know they
Whole
didn't pay me
Foods.
to say this.
Yes.
But I do have
No,
to
I do
recommend
love Whole Foods,
somewhere
yes.
that's easy.
Yes.
And I make all of these changes for my patients.
And these
very
things can
easy.
be affordable as well.
They are.
Yeah.
They're exactly comparable.
Yeah.
I mean, if you grab a bag of organic Doritos, you're not going to eat the whole bag in one sitting.
No, you're
Organic
right.
tortilla chips, for
Yes,
example.
yes.
But the Doritos are going to be gone in 1 second. So you're spending more buying the junk.
Yes,
You
no,
really
I
are.
agree with that. All right, so for your mind, what do you suggest right now, today, that we all do?
We have to sleep better, my friends, to really help you be able to cope with stresses. And there are certain aspects that people may have even in their bedrooms that can disturb sleep. So again, with holistic medicine, I don't just look at what's happening in my patients' bodies when I do my examinations to find their strengths and whatever imbalances of their organs or body systems. I also have them walk me through what's happening in the home.
Right.
All right, so if in the bedroom there are things like water every night on the night table, very bad.
Wow. Really?
Water in the bedroom is a negative energy, as we see it through the eyes of ancient and Chinese medicine, for example. So because water element is a negative energy for the bedroom, that means no fish tanks in the bedroom.
Oh, wow.
That means no waterfalls in the bedroom. And when you have water by your night table, because that is a negative energy in the bedroom, that can cause nightmares and causes unrest. So little things like that.
Right.
Ladies, take your earrings off before going to sleep.
Yes.
It's like doing constant acupuncture to the heart. And even though we know that that's good,
Right.
We don't want it to be constant, and it will disturb your sleep as well. So
Wow.
little things like that.
That's interesting about the water. I find that to
No,
be
yes.
interesting. I did have a bottle of water on my nightstand the other night, and I had like a bad dream.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Now I understand it, but I'm thinking that it's good in the middle of the night that you're drinking, staying hydrated, because
We've had babies, and it stresses your bladder.
that is
It's too much
amazing.
stress on the urinary system.
no.
I do not. So those are little aspects. It's everything that's happening in their realm.
Yes.
We need to address all of that, and that's why it's such a success with their healing.
And I just wanted to say that while she's talking about things that she's practicing, we have to also, I think, needed to take a time and examine ourselves.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
So not always you drinking all the waters. As some people think it has to be 8 cups and 10 cups. I hear recently that it's not how many cups. Whatever you take it in, you urinate.
Right,
So it has
exactly.
to be balanced too.
Yes.
And same thing with the food today. I think that you can maybe balance eating some food that is vegetable, always balanced with the meat.
Yes.
And then you can make a soup that is, holistic approach. Because my friend, mother had a cancer years ago, and she cured with the soup.
I love it. I love it.
So you need to sort of
is
like
all
find
the
it.
time.
Don't drink all the waters, but when you take it in fruit or vegetables and then soup, that's water too. People do
Exactly.
not think that way.
Very true.
Well, I
Yeah.
would like to thank you guys for being here. Oh my God, Dr. Julissa, you have just been a wealth of information. I'm so
Oh.
serious. I'm getting that book. I'm following you now. Like you just dispelled so many myths today,
good,
and I'm so grateful for that. And I know you guys are wondering why my beautiful Soh Young Lee is dressed as a beautiful chef today, but it's because she wanted to share her love for healthy eating and show you that, yes, she doesn't only do it, but she lives it. And that's how she showed up today. And I'm so grateful to you for doing that. All right, we're going to put up your information, Dr. Julissa, where you guys can follow her. She's on Instagram. You can check out her website at drjulissa.com. I also left the number for the Natural Health Center Incorporated in case you want to get in touch with her and seek her out for any medical information and attention. I thank you so much. And that is Soh Young Lee's information, the Multicultural Council of New York.
Yes.
And you can reach out to her as well. So again, as I mentioned, I'd like to thank you guys so much for being here. You've just been so wonderful, and we definitely have to have you back, okay?
I
Please, we didn't even touch the surface, my friend.
No.
But I want to get real quick to the Dare to Be You. And it is, dare to be in tune with your body's natural wisdom. Embrace the healing power of nature and trust in the holistic path to wellness. Let herbal remedies and holistic practices guide you to balance, vitality, and peace. So dare to choose wellness that honors the whole you, mind, body, and spirit, and discover the strength in nurturing yourself from within. Your health is your greatest treasure. Let it blossom with nature's gifts. And that's exactly what the amazing Dr. Julissa has said. I'm going to start eating organic chicken. I don't know how I'm going to go to Whole Foods every week, but I'm going to make it happen. But I'd like to thank you guys so much for tuning in to another amazing episode of Your Our Unity. I would like to thank my guest again, Dr. Julissa and Soh Young Lee, for being here and just educating us on how we can be healthier, happier individuals. I want you guys to have a wonderful evening. Please remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. So let's go out there and be some love, share some love, and just give some love. Have a wonderful week. I love you so much, and I'll see you next week. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Right.